Not so long ago, in the mysterious land of Toronto, Canada, Scout Pilgrim was dating a high schooler. Exterior, Toronto residential street, day. Snowy suburbs of Toronto. From a nondescript house, we hear.
Scout Pilgrim is dating a high schooler?
Interior, Stephanie Stills' kitchen, day. 420-somethings lounge around a small kitchen table. Stephanie Stills, 25, shaggy hair, Canadian cowboy chic.
Really? Is he hot?
Tim Pine, 22, cute, bitter, sweatshirt with a zipper.
How old are you now, Scout? Like 28?
Scout Pilgrim, 22, fresh-faced and charmingly cocky, with an unruly yet adorable mop of hair.
I'm not playing your little games, Tim.
So you've been out of high school for like 13 years and...
I'm 22. 22.
You're dating a high school boy. Not bad, not bad.
Young Nell, 20, simple mind, layered t-shirts.
Like, did you guys do it yet?
Well, we have done many things. We ride the bus together. We have meaningful conversations about how yearbook club went and about his friends and, drama.
Yeah, okay. Have you even kissed him?
Well, we almost held hands once, but then he got embarrassed.
Well, aren't you pleased as punch?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So what's his name?
Knives Chow. He's Chinese.
Chinese.
Young Nell pauses her Nintendo DS.
Wicked. So when do we get to meet him?
Oh, please, let it be soon.
Ding dong! The doorbell rings. Scout smiles broadly.
That's for me.
Interior, exterior, Stephanie Stills' house, day. An eager Knives stands outside. Scout opens the door a crack.
You promise to be good?
Of course I'll be good.
Seriously, please be good.
Am I normally not?
Stephanie Stills comes to the door and peers through.
Oh, hey, Knives. This is Stephanie Stills. She's the talent.
Hey,
Stills shuts the door on a confused Knives.
is he gonna geek out on us?
He'll just sit in the corner, man.
No, I mean, I want him to geek out on us.
Oh, well, he'll geek. He geeks. He has the capacity to geek.
Stephanie Stills quickly opens the door and waves Knives in.
You're good.
Interior, Stephanie Stills' house, day. Knives enters, looking around the rehearsal pad with awe. Bear bulb, ratty rug, drums, guitar, bass, lame brand amps.
Wow.
Let me get your coat. Knives, that's Tim.
Scout throws Knives' coat on a floor. Knives waves.
Oh, hi. Sorry. What was your name?
Tim.
You play the drums?
Revealed Tim, sitting behind the drum set, sticks in his hands.
Yes.
That is so awesome.
Knives, that's young Neil.
Hi.
No.
What do you play?
Oh, wow. Zelda, Tetris. That's kind of a big question.
Sexbabomb has geared up, amps hum to life.
Let's start with Launchpad McQuack.
That is not the actual title of the...
We are Six Madame! 1, 2, 3, 4!
Tim bashes the kit and Sexbabomb explode into rock. Guitar and bass leads leap into the air, spelling out our title, Scout Pilgrim versus the World. Titles continue over the song as the small rehearsal space seems to grow with the music. Stephanie Stills barks unintelligible lyrics. Knives watches, jaw ajar. The song ends, feedback lingering.
You guys are so amazing.
Interior, Stephanie Stills' room, evening. The band and young Nell lounge around Stephanie Stills' room.
It's nice.
Yeah.
He seems awesome.
Yeah.
Scout, if your life had a face, I would punch it.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I mean, are you really happy or are you really evil?
Like, do I have ulterior motives or something? I am offended, Tim.
Did even?
Hurt, Tim.
You hurt.
Scout takes a breath, turns to young Nell.
Now, you were saying he seems awesome?
Yeah, he seems awesome.
Yeah.
Interior Willow's apartment. Evening. Scout hangs her coat up in a tiny one-room apartment. She turns to Willow Wells. Dark hair, arched eyebrow, disloyal. Willow Wells, roommate, 24 years old, rating 7.5 out of 10.
Before you hear some dirty lies from someone else, yes, I'm dating a 17-year-old.
Willow looks up from the Now magazine she's reading.
Is she cute? Does this mean we have to stop sleeping together?
Do you see another bed in here?
Yeah, you're totally my bitch forever.
Tiny boxes of text indicate the ownership of the items in the one-room flat. 95% belongs to Willow, futon included.
So the whole 17-year-old thing, don't tell too many people.
Hey, you know me.
I mean, don't tell my brother.
You know me.
Willow tosses the Now magazine aside, starts texting.
Who are you texting?
Ring, 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 ring. The phone goes. Scout picks up.
17 years old, scandal.
Intercut with Sammy Pilgrim, cute, peppy barista, gabbing on his cell phone at his workplace, the second cup. Sammy Pilgrim, younger brother, 19, rating T for teen.
That's not true. Who told you?
Willow, duh.
That gossipy bitch.
You know me.
Scout turns to see Willow on a second cordless.
Willow!
Willow closes her bedroom door.
Who is this mysterious child you date?
His name is Knives. Knives Chow. He's Chinese.
A 17-year-old Chinese schoolboy? You're ridiculous.
It's a Catholic school, too.
With the uniform and everything?
Yeah, the whole deal.
Oh my God, you haven't...
No. We haven't even held hands. I think he hugged me once.
Scout, why are you doing this?
I don't know. It's just nice. It's just simple.
It's been over a year since you got dumped by he who will not be named.
Scout glances down at the partially obscured Now magazine, looking into the hot boy's eyes on the back cover album ad.
So, are you legitimately moving on, or is this just you being insane?
Scout looks at a strip of photo booth pictures. She smiles next to a hot redhead in happier times.
Can I get back to you on that?
A school bell clangs loudly. Exterior Catholic school, day. Willow and Scout stand outside a Catholic high school. Uniformed boys and girls pour out.
I do not want to be here at all.
This school has girls, too.
I hate you. Even I would think twice about dating a 17-year-old.
Well, he's only allowed out when the sun is up. So, I wouldn't call it dating. It's more like...
Playtime?
That doesn't sound good either.
Scout! Hey!
Knives skips to Scout. His shy friend Tommy lingers behind.
Hey, Knives. This is my cool gay roommate, Willow Wells. She's gay.
Oh, hi. Oh, do you want to know who in my class is gay?
Yes. Does she wear glasses?
Willow, you go now. Be gone.
Willow pulls Knives close, whispers.
You're too good for her. Run.
Interior, the arcade, day. Scout and Knives play Ninja Revolution. Think a martial arts version of Dance Dance Revolution. They punch and kick in unison, side by side.
Did you know the original name for Pac-Man was Puckman? You would think it's because Pac-Man looks like a yellow hockey puck, but actually it comes from the Japanese phrase paku paku, which means to flap one's mouth open and closed. They changed it over here because Pac-Man is too easy to Puckman is too easily to vandalize and, scratch out the P and turn it into an F or, whatever.
Knives flips over Scout's back in a combo move.
Oh my God, wow.
Yeah, wow.
The game ends. Continue appears, counting down. 10, 9, 8. Scout looks at Knives. She motions her head toward the game.
I got it.
She digs for quarters. Interior, the Goodwill, day. Scout and Knives shop for t-shirts. Hangers click in time.
I don't listen to that much music. I know a lot of kids who play piano or whatever, but you guys rock.
Well, I knew I personally rocked, but I never suspected that we rocked as a unit. Thank you, Knives.
Interior, Sonic Boom record store, day. Scout and Knives flip through records in perfect sync.
I mean, you guys are gonna be huge.
Well, we're already pretty big, but yeah, I guess it might be cool if, cool people started wearing our t-shirt or whatever.
Knives speaks to a male clerk, surly with tats and specs. Julius has it, 22 years old.
Excuse me, do you have anything by The Clash at Demon Head?
Have you tried the section marked The Clash at Demon Head?
Thank you, Julius.
Are you coming to my party Friday, or will you be busy babysitting?
Thank you, Julius. You don't want to listen to him, and you definitely don't want to listen to
Scout
them.
puts the Clash of Demon Head CD back in the rack.
Oh, I heart them so much.
I hearted them too, until they signed to a major label and the lead singer turned into a total dick and ruined my life forever. But that's just me.
Envy Adams is so cool. Do you read his blog?
Sorry, you were saying about me?
Exterior, snowy Toronto street, day. Scout and Knives amble down a snow-covered sidewalk.
I mean, I've never gone out with someone so talented.
You go out with a lot of girls?
No.
Yeah, so whatever, man.
I've never even kissed a girl.
Knives blushes and looks at the ground. Scout hugs him.
Me neither.
Exterior, Willow's apartment, day. Scout and Knives walk up to the front of Willow's apartment.
So, is this your secret lair? Can I come in?
My secret lair is one of those no boys allowed deals.
Oh, okay.
But do you want to see the house where I grew up?
Sure.
They literally walk across the street to a small house.
Here you go.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wind blows. The light snowfall turns into sand. Exterior, the dream desert. Hottest day. Scout wanders alone through a barren land. She falls to her knees next to a lonely cactus.
Oh, God. So alone.
A mysterious boy rollerblades across the shifting sands. He wears an army jacket and goggles. His pink hair is funky, but cool. He is hotter than the desert sun.
You're not alone. You're just having some idiotic dream.
Does that mean we can make out?
Interior, Willow's apartment. Scout wakes up, sitting up in the futon.
Oh, God.
Willow wakes up to the left of Scout, rubbing her eyes.
Oh, what is it, Scout?
I had this totally weird dream.
Oh, God.
What is it, other Scott? Or Scout?
A shaggy girl wakes up right next to Willow. Other Scout, Willow's girlfriend, 22 years old.
Can we skip the dream time? Color me not interested.
But there was this guy.
Guy?
Was this an envy-related dream?
We don't use the E word in this house.
No, it wasn't him. It was somebody new.
Oh, yay for that.
Other Scout goes back to sleep. Willow rubs her eyes.
Ew, no. Weren't you supposed to take your fake high school boyfriend to the library a half hour ago?
What? It's like 6 a.m.
Scout opens the bathroom door. Sunlight ignites the room.
Ah!
Interior, the library, day. Scout carries a stack of books for Knives.
It's weird.
What's weird?
Libraries remind me of grade school.
Ugh, that must seem like a really long time ago.
Let's talk about something else.
The hiss of ball bearings catches Scout's attention. He freezes as he sees the rollerblading boy from his dream skating towards the desk in sexalicious slow motion.
Do you know that guy?
The rollerblading boy delivers a package from Amazon.ca to the librarian. Scout's gaze follows the boy as he blades out of the library. Pensive guitar underscores her thoughts.
Scout?
Scout continues to stare at the boy. Time slows to a crawl.
Scout!
Interior, Stephanie Still's house. Evening. Scout stands in the rehearsal room, head still in the clouds.
You only played one note for that entire song.
I was, my hand slipped.
Is your boyfriend distracting you?
My boyfriend?
A meek Knives sits next to young Nell on the couch.
I'll be quieter.
Okay, let's do that one again.
Sorry, what are we doing?
Exterior, Toronto residential street, night.
I told you like 50 times.
Scout, Tim Pine, Stephanie Stills, and young Nell walk down an icy Toronto. Still,
We're going to this party.
Party?
At Julius's.
I thought you guys
We
split.
did, but there might be some label guys there, so
Ah, man, this is gonna suck.
At least it'll give us something to complain about.
Aw, man.
Interior Julius's house, night. A bored Scout stands next to young Nell in a very crowded house party. Both have red plastic cups in hand.
This sucks.
Sucks.
I'm gonna go pee due to boredom.
Scout exits frame.
I have to pee.
Nell sips her drink. Scott passes by Como on the stairs, a bespectacled hipster geek. Como knows everyone, including you.
Hey, Como.
Hey, Scout. Some party, huh? You getting your drink on?
I don't drink. This is just a Coke Zero.
What? What do you mean you don't drink? I remember you being very drunk off a couple of G&Ts one time, and the way
Como, you know everyone, right?
pretty much.
Do you know this one guy looks kind of like this?
Scout holds out the incomprehensible drawing of Ramon.
Yeah, man. That's Ramon Flowers. Someone said he was going to be here tonight, actually.
What?
Scout, you got the hots for him or something? I got to tell you, though, I hear he's a little hardcore.
Scout has already left a Scout-shaped dust cloud as he disappears. Interior Julius's house, moments later. Scout scans the party. Her eyes go wide. She crushes her plastic cup. There he is, playing the wall. Ramon. Aloof, enigmatic, hot. Scout sidles up and stands next to him.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing.
Hey, you know Pac-Man?
I know of him.
Scout begins to babble.
Well, Pac-Man was originally called Puck-Man, but not because Pac-Man looks like a hockey puck, and Paku Paku means flap your mouth, and they were worried people would scratch out the P and turn it into an F, like...
Yeah, that's amazing.
Am I dreaming?
Ramon looks at Scout blankly. She slowly skulks away.
I'll leave you alone forever now.
Thanks.
Then she stalked her until he left the party. Series of quick shots as Scout follows Ramon. She ducks around corners, spies from behind a much bigger dude. Ramon leaves the party. Scout grabs a startled young Nell.
Dude, he's totally real.
Who?
Ramon Flowers.
Huh?
Jump cut. Scout runs towards Como.
Dude, what do you know about Ramon Flowers?
All I know is he's American.
American.
But you should talk to Sal and Mark. They know a whole lot more than...
Scout is already standing next to Sal and Mark.
Dude bros, what do you know about Ramon Flowers?
I think he's got a girlfriend.
Some girl back in New York?
Yeah. What else?
Jump cut through a flurry of faces as Scout asks everyone about Ramon.
I heard he kicks all kinds of ass.
He's on another level.
He has women dying at his feet.
He's got some battle scars, dude.
We end on the surly Julius, the rude clerk.
What about Ramon Flowers?
You know him? Tell me, now.
He just moved here, got a job with Amazon, comes into my work.
Does he really?
Didn't you say he just broke up with someone?
Did he really?
Yeah, they had a huge fight or whatever.
Did they really?
Yes, but I didn't want Scout to know that, Stephanie.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about that guy.
Scout, I forbid you from hitting on Ramon, even if you haven't had a real boyfriend in over a year.
Whoa. Scout's mourning period is officially over. She is totally dating a high schooler.
Dating a high schooler is the mourning period.
Yeah, he's got a point.
I thought you guys broke up.
I don't want you scaring off the coolest guy at my party, Scout. We all know you're a total man-eater wannabe jerky jerk.
That's completely untrue.
That time with Lewis?
That was a complete misunderstanding.
That time with Harry?
That wasn't what it looked like.
That time you dumped Tim for...
Hey!
Whatever. Ramon is out of your league. Let's leave it at that. And anyway, I'm not even sure he really did have a big breakup. He keeps mentioning some girl named Genesis.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about that guy.
Forget it, Scout.
The lights go out. The partygoers go,
Aww.
Interior Willow's apartment, night. Scout lies on the futon, wide awake. Willow storms in.
Guess who's drunk?
I guess Willow.
You guess right.
Willow flops into the futon, landing next to Scout.
So that guy from my dream,
Okay. Okay.
I saw him at the library.
Library. Every time we're talking about a girl.
So then I'm at this party and hey, there he is.
Hey, there she is.
I think he is.
You think she is?
I think he's the guy of my dreams.
And you should break up with your fake high school boyfriend.
I've never been so sure about something.
Then you should break up with your fake high school boyfriend.
What's that?
Break up with your fake high school boyfriend.
I'm not getting it, friend.
Willow drifts off. Ring, ring, Scout answers, intercut with Sammy sitting on a bus on his cell phone.
You're thinking of juggling two dudes?
Not even.
Well, you should break up with your fake high school boyfriend.
Wait, who told you?
Duh, Willow.
She's not even conscious.
You know me.
Whatever. You of all people should know how sucky it is to get cheated on.
Don't you have a job to do?
You're right. I should send out a mass text about this. Bye.
Scout looks to Willow, who is out cold, cell phone in hand.
Willow, how do you do that?
Hard cut to morning light filling the room.
Willow!
Willow sits bolt upright. Scout sits at Willow's computer.
Amazon.ca. What's the website for
Amazon.ca.
that? Awesome. I have to order something really cool.
You've got mail.
Dude, this thing claims I have mail.
It's amazing what they can do with computers these days.
Dude, now I'm reading it.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Dear Miss Pilgrim, it has come to my attention that we will be fighting soon. My name is Megan Patel and I'm blah, blah, fair warning, blah, blah. This is
What?
This is boring. Delete.
Click. Scout walks to the front door. Moments pass.
Scout, are you waiting for the package you just ordered?
Maybe.
It's the weekend. It won't ship until Monday at the earliest.
Ding dong! Scout jumps to her feet.
You were saying?
Scout opens the door. It's Knives Chow.
Hey!
Attack hug!
Knives smothers Scout.
Attack hug. That's cute.
She plasters on her best fake smile.
Remember you were supposed to meet me at the bus stop a half hour ago?
Oh, how could I possibly forget?
Interior sonic boom, day. Scout and Knives flip through the record bins, out of sync.
Yearbook club is getting so boring. I cannot believe the music they put on while we work.
That's sucky.
Interior, the Goodwill, day. Knives buys a hip and trendy jacket. Scout sits on a couch next to the do not sit sign, still distracted.
Hannah broke up with Alan, and now she's all into Derek.
Uh-huh.
Exterior, pizza, day. Scout and Knives walk out of a pizza joint. Knives chows down on a slice. Scout doesn't eat, her thoughts elsewhere.
But Tommy claims she has dibs on Derek.
I tell ya.
Interior, the arcade, day. Scout and Knives play Ninja Revolution, side by side. Scout plays half-heartedly, her timing off.
Combo!
Knives goes to flip over Scout, but she messes up. The mirror image of Scout's video game avatar appears on screen.
Uh-oh, Nega Ninja.
Nega Ninja squares up against Scout's avatar.
I can never get past this guy.
Scout has her little avatar head cut off. The continue countdown comes up. 10, 9, 8.
Don't beat yourself up about it. Do you want to keep going?
Scout takes a long look at Knives.
I think we should.
Scout takes a deep breath. This is never easy. 3, 2, 1. Interior, Stephanie Still's house, evening.
Game on, everybody. Game on.
An excited Stills addresses Sex Babam. Scout tunes her bass, alone by the window, staring out.
I got us a show.
Oh my gosh, when?
Knives burst into frame. Scout winces.
Wednesday, the Rocket. And even better, it's the TIBB.
The Toronto International Battle of the Bands?
That's right. This girl at work was like, Steph, do you know anyone in a band? And I was like, I'm in a band. And she was like, you're in a band? And I was like, yes, I'm totally in a band.
Great story, man.
Is there a prize or something?
Only a record deal with Big G Graves.
Who's that?
You don't know?
indie producer of the millennium.
Oh,
Stephanie gestures to Knives' homemade Sex Bomb t-shirt.
Okay, if we win, it won't just be Knives wearing a Sex Bomb shirt. It'll be the cool kids, too.
Knives can barely contain herself. She grabs Scout.
I promise I will do everything I can to get out of study group and come.
sure. Great.
We follow Scout as she walks in a daze to the bathroom.
Oh my gosh, who are you battling?
Crash and the girls.
Oh, that one band with Crash and those girls?
Yeah, that's the one.
I hate them.
Oh my gosh, I hate them too.
Yeah, they suck.
Interior Stephanie Still's house, bathroom, evening. Scout pees in a state of dreamy reverie. The pee bar above her head slowly reduces. She stares at herself in the mirror. Scout exits the bathroom, entering Interior Dream High School, a long empty high school hallway. Scout's footsteps echo as she moves towards a classroom door with a star on it. Ramon Flowers bursts through the door, skating past Scout and down the hall, package from Amazon clutched in his hand. Scout runs after him, around the corner, down a row of lockers leading to the outside of Willow's apartment? Interior Willow's apartment, morning. Scout leaps out of the futon and runs toward the front door, throwing it open and startling Ramon Flowers just as he presses the doorbell. Ding dong!
Hi. I was thinking about asking you out, but then I realized how stupid that would be. So you want to go out sometime?
No, that's okay. Can you just sign for this, all right?
Well, I just woke up and you were in my dream. I dreamt you were delivering me this package. Is that weird?
It's not weird at all.
It's not?
No, it's just like you've got this really convenient subspace highway running through your head that I like to use. It's like the 3 miles in 15 seconds.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you guys don't have that in Canada.
You don't remember me, do you? I met you at the party the other day.
Were you the Pac-Man girl?
No, not even. That was some total ass. I was the other girl.
You know you need to sign for this, whatever this is.
But if I sign for it, you'll leave.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, well, can we maybe just hang out sometime, get to know each other? You're the new kid on the block, right? I've lived here forever. I mean, there are reasons for you to hang out with me.
You want me to hang out with you?
Yeah, if that's cool.
Well, if I say yes, will you sign for your damn package?
Scout finally signs on the dotted line and throws the package straight in the trash.
So yeah, 8 o'clock?
Exterior, park, night. Scout finds Ramon waiting at the top of some stairs in the park. The Toronto skyline gleams in the night behind them.
Why are you just standing there?
Dude, I'm totally waiting on you.
Oh, sorry. I just assumed you were too cool to be on time.
Well, you assumed wrong.
Scout and Ramon trudge through the snow in the empty park.
So, how'd you end up in Toronto?
Just needed to escape, I guess.
Oh, yeah?
I got this job here, and Genesis had always said Toronto was one of the great cities, so...
So, is Genesis your girlfriend?
She's a friend.
Was she your girlfriend?
Do you mind if we don't get into that right now?
Yeah, it's so not interesting to me.
They sit on some swings in the park.
So what about you? What do you do?
I'm between jobs at the moment.
Between what and what?
My last job is a long story filled with sighs.
I know plenty of those.
Is that why you left New York?
Pretty much. It was time to head somewhere a little more chilled.
Well, it's certainly chilled here.
Yeah.
Chilled as in like cold.
Yeah.
The snowfall gets heavier.
This is ridiculous. Isn't it like April?
Yeah, I can barely see you. This whole thing is an unmitigated disaster.
I think act of God is a pretty decent excuse for a lousy date.
Oh, so this is a date, eh?
Did I say date? Slip of the tongue.
Tongue.
The snow gets heavier still. Ramon walks away.
Anyway, night's not over yet. I think there's a thingy up there somewhere.
A thingy?
A door. Come on.
A door with a star in it appears out of the whiteness. Ramon opens the door. Scott and Ramon fall into blackness. Interior, Ramon's apartment, night. Scout shivers at the kitchen table of Ramon's cozy, boy-friendly apartment. She watches as he slips out of his coat.
What kind of tea do you want?
There's more than one kind?
We have blueberry, raspberry, ginseng, sleepy time, green tea with lemon and honey, liver disaster, ginseng with honey, ginger without honey, vanilla almond, white truffle, blueberry, chamomile, vanilla walnut, constant comment, and Earl Grey.
Did you make some of those up?
I think I'll have the sleepy time.
Sounds good to me.
Let me get you a blanket.
That would actually be awesome.
Ramon exits. After a moment alone, Scout ventures upstairs. She wanders towards a half-open door. Pushing it open, she finds Ramon in his bedroom, shirtless.
Dude, I'm changing.
Scout covers her eyes and our screen goes black.
Ah, sorry. I'm just cold.
Here. Does this help?
That's very warm. What is that?
Scout opens her eyes to see Ramon hugging her.
Oh, okay.
They look into each other's eyes. Camera circles Scout and Ramon as they begin an awesome make-out session. Scout imagines himself soundtracking the kiss with a slinky bass line. Ramon breaks off, smiling. Scout is in heaven.
Were you just going to bring that blanket from your bed?
I guess.
I mean, maybe we should just both get under it since, we're so cold.
Well, what about our tea?
I can not have tea.
The slinky bass line continues as Ramon takes his pants off, revealing black underwear. Scout takes her shirt off. They tumble onto the bed and make out. Then...
I changed my mind.
Changed it to what? From what?
I don't want to have sex with you, Pilgrim. Not right now.
Okay.
It's not like I'm going to send you home in a snowstorm or anything. You can sleep in my bed, and I reserve the right to change my mind about sex later.
Ramon curls up next to Scout.
This is cool. Just this. It's been like a really long time, and I think I needed this. Whatever this is. So, thanks.
You're welcome.
They exchange a smile. Then, without warning, we jump cut to... Exterior, Ramon's apartment, morning. Ramon skates toward the front gate. Scout walking next to him. Waist-deep snow covers the roads and sidewalks.
Hey, can this not be a one-night stand? I mean, for one thing, I didn't even get any. That was a joke.
What did you have in mind?
Come to the first round of the Battle of the Bands thing.
You have a band?
Yeah, we're terrible. Please come.
Sure.
Ramon shrugs and rollerblades through the snow, which melts as he does.
Wait. Can I get your number?
Ramon skids to a stop, right back next to Scout. He hands her a note. Ramon Flowers, 212-664-7665.
Wow. Boy number.
Scout looks back up. Ramon is already skating far, far away.
See you at the show, Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, hey, it's tonight at the...
Interior, the Rocket. Night. The Rocket. Fun fact, this place is a toilet. Ramon wades through a grungy venue, reaching Scout at the bar. She stands with Willow, Sammy, and a guy wearing glasses.
Hey, you totally came.
Yes, I did totally come.
Scout is so amazed at his presence, her social skills vanish.
Excuse my sister, she's chronically enfeebled. I'm Sammy.
Hey.
And this is Willow, her roommate.
Hey.
And this is my girlfriend, Jenny.
Hey.
And this is Knives, Scout's...
Scout goes white. She didn't even see Knives come in.
Hey.
Hey.
Knives pecks Scout on the cheek. She pushes him away. Knives looks kind of sexy, wearing eyeliner and new clothes.
Do you like?
Sergio Leone stare-downs all around. Sammy stares at Scout. Knives and Ramon stare at each other. Willow stares at Jenny.
Have to go.
Scout scurries off. We hear feedback from a mic on stage.
This next band is from Brampton, and they are Crash and the Girls.
Interior, the rocket. Backstage. Continuous. Scout runs backstage to see Stills obsessively flipping through a chart with hand-drawn stats of their rival band.
Is this a nightmare? Is this a nightmare? Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Once we're on stage, you'll be fine.
We were just on stage for sound check, and the sound guy hated us.
It's just nerves, pre-show jitters. People love us, right?
Scout sounds less than convincing. He looks up at Ramon and Knives sitting with Willow, Jenny, and Sammy in the balcony. Interior, the rocket. Stage, continuous. Crash and the girls tune up. A drunk Willow turns to Jenny.
Jenny, do they rock or suck?
They haven't started playing yet.
That was a test, Jenny. You passed.
Good evening. I'm Crash, and these are the girls.
Is that boy a girl too?
Yes.
Trash. 8-year-old boy drummer gives Willow the finger. Interior, the rocket. Backstage. Continuous. Sex Bomb peer at the band from offstage. Tim glowers.
They have a boy drummer?
Interior, the rocket. Stage. Continuous.
This is called I Am So Sad. I am so very, very sad. And it goes a little something like this.
Crash and the girls play a whole song in .04 seconds.
Thank you.
Willow yells from the balcony.
It's not a race, guys!
This song is for the girl who keeps yelling from the balcony, and it's called We Hate You. Please die.
Sweet, I love this one.
Sound explodes from the stage. The audience are stunned. Interior, the rocket. Backstage. Continuous. Stills paces backstage as the others watch the band.
How are we supposed to follow this? We're not going to win. We're not going to sign with Big G, and we'll never play opening night at the Chaos Theater. God damn it, Scout! Will you stop just standing there? You are freaking me out!
Interior, the rocket. Balcony. Continuous. As Crash and the girls climax, Sammy turns to Ramon.
So, how do you know Scout?
She's a friend.
Hard for me to keep track sometimes. She has so many friends.
Ramon arches an eyebrow. Sammy turns to Knives and Tommy.
So, Knives, how did you meet Scout?
Interior, the rocket. Backstage. Continuous. Scout looks up into the balcony, sees Sammy talking to Knives. She turns around and slaps Stephanie Stills in the face.
We gotta play now and loud.
Okay.
Interior, the rocket. Balcony. Continuous. Sammy and Ramon listen intently to Knives' story.
I was on the bus with my dad.
Knives freezes, staring at the stage.
Is that seriously the end of the story?
Oh my gosh! They're on!
Interior, the rocket. Stage. Continuous. On stage, a disheveled promoter walks to the mic.
This next band is from Toronto, and yeah, so give it up for Sex Bob Om.
Sex Bob walk on. Knives gives the only cheers.
I love you, Sex Bob! Woo!
Scout, you ready?
Scout nods vigorously.
Tim, you ready?
We are Sex Bomb! 1, 2, 3, 4!
Sex Bomb rock out and the Knives passes out from excitement. Scout smiles at Ramon and he smiles back. Willow smiles at Jenny, who ignores her. They are barely into the first verse when a chunk of ceiling crashes down and a spindly Indian hipster kid dives headfirst through the hole, finger pointed at Scout as she sails towards the stage. Megan Patel lands on stage and glares at Scout through a lopsided fringe. She wears an evil grin and a jacket that borders on flamboyant.
Miss Pilgrim, it is I, Megan Patel. Consider our fight begun.
What did I do?
Megan Patel leaps in the air and sails towards Scout as time slows down.
What do I do?
Scout throws her base to young Nell and blocks Patel with her left arm, then punches across the floor with her right. Patel lands like a cat, flips her fringe, and glares at Scout. Everyone watching is shocked and amazed at what Scout just did.
All right. All right.
Watch out! It's that one girl.
Patel runs at Scout. Scout spin kicks Patel in the chin and sends her flying into the air. Scout rockets up after her, punching a 64-hit combo on Patel's face. They land in the pit, knocking hipsters down and squaring off in the resulting circle.
Well, well, well. You're quite the opponent, Pilgrim.
Who the hell are you anyway?
The
My
lighting,
name. Oh, sorry. Continue.
the lighting guy spotlights the fighters.
My name is Megan Patel, and I'm Ramon's first evil ex-girlfriend.
His what?
All eyes whip up to Ramon.
Anyone need another drink?
Patel attacks Scout with spin kicks. Scout blocks. Patel punches. Scout blocks, then holds her hand up for a timeout.
We're fighting because of Ramon?
Didn't you get my email explaining the situation?
I skimmed it.
You will pay for your insolence!
Patel attacks, landing kicks and punches. Scout evades and counterattacks. Patel evades, then lands more punches. Scout jumps, spins away from danger. They pause, breathing heavy.
What's up with her outfit?
Scout looks at Patel's outfit.
Are you a pirate?
Pirates are in this year. Die!
Patel attacks again. They exchange furious blows until Patel puts Scout in chokehold. Scout looks up to Ramon.
You really went out with this girl?
Yeah, in 7th grade.
The lighting guy swings the spotlight to Ramon in the balcony. We see a sketchy, childlike, animated flashback.
And?
It was softball season, and for some reason, all the little jocks wanted me. Megan was the only non-jock girl in school, so we joined forces and took them all out. We were one hell of a team. Nothing could beat Megan's mystical powers. Nothing but preteen capriciousness. We only kissed once. After a week and a half, I told her to hit the showers.
The spotlight swings back onto Scout and Patel.
Dude, wait. Mystical powers?
Patel points at Ramon.
You'll pay for this, flowers.
Patel snaps her fingers and launches into a song.
If you want to fight me, you're not the brightest. You won't know what's hit you in the slightest. I changed keys!
Patel levitates into the air. 4 hot dudes in leather with fangs and bat wings appear in the air around her.
Me and my fireballs and my demon hipster dudes. I'm talking the talk because I know I got to.
Yeah. Patel and the demon hipster dude shoot fireballs at Scout. She flips back onto the stage, narrowly dodging the attack.
Fireball, boys! Take this sucker down!
The demon hipster dudes unleash more fireballs. Scout dodges. The house drum kit is trashed behind her.
Let us show her what we're all about.
Scout hits the ground, dodging a 3rd wave of fireballs. They explode, crashing the girls in the wings.
That doesn't even rhyme.
Scout rolls across the stage, grabs one of Tim's cymbals and throws it, Captain America style. It hits Patel square in the eyes. Poof! The demon hipster dudes vanish.
This is impossible. How can it be?
Scout leaps into the air. Patel opens her eyes just in time to see Scout Pilgrim first fist racing towards her face.
Open your eyes, maybe you'll see.
K.O. Scott punches Patel. She explodes into coins. They clatter to the stage floor. Scout lands and picks them up.
Sweet. Coins.
Sonic approves. Interior, the rocket, balcony, continuous. Ramon makes his way out fast. Passes Sammy.
Well, it was great meeting you. Tell your lesbian friends I said bye.
Lesbian friends.
Sammy turns to see Willow and Jenny making out.
Willow! Again?
Ramon passes Knives, who is being resuscitated by Tommy. Interior, the rocket, stage, continuous. Scout picks up the coins on stage and counts them.
Aw, man. $2.40? That's not even enough for the bus home.
I'll lend you the 30 cents.
Ramon yanks Scout away. The promoter ambles back on stage.
Yeah, so like Sex Bob-omb wins.
Interior, the rocket, balcony, continuous. Knives is now wide awake, clapping wildly from the balcony.
Sex Bob-omb won! Woo! Woohoo!
Interior, the bus, night.
So...
bemused Scout and mortified Ramon sit on the bus home.
what was all that all about?
I guess...
Ramon takes a breath, looks deep into Scout's eyes.
If we're going to date, you may have to defeat my 7 evil exes.
You have 7 evil ex-girlfriends?
7 exes, yes.
So I have to fight.
Defeat.
defeat your 7 evil exes if we're going to continue to date?
Pretty much.
So what you're saying is we're dating?
I guess.
Cool. Do you want to make out?
Sure.
Scout kisses Ramon. Aw. Interior Willow's apartment morning. A bleary Willow fries bacon. Bacon. Scout bursts through the front door. A spring in her step. An imaginary studio audience applauds.
One's happy.
Well, someone got to second base last night. And someone has a second date tonight.
Someone's lucky then.
You know, when I say someone, I mean me, right? I got to second base last night. Maybe first and a half.
Willow shoots a look at the idiotically upbeat Scout.
So I'm inviting Ramon over for dinner. So you can't be here tonight. I don't want you gang up the place.
Okay, Scout. Then in return, I have to issue an ultimatum.
One of your famous ultimatums?
It may live in infamy. You have to break up with Knives. Poor Angel. Today.
Scout huffs and helps himself to some of Willow's bacon.
But...
You don't do it. I'm going to tell Ramon about Knives. I swear to God, Scout.
But you're...
At this point, a sleepy Jenny wanders out of the bathroom.
Good morning.
Scout points bacon at Willow accusingly.
Double standard.
I didn't make up the lesbian rule book. If you have problems with it, take it up with Liberace's ghost.
You're a monster.
Now put the bacon down and go do your dirt. Go do your dirt while I watch the Lucy Lee marathon on TBS Superstation.
Who's Lucy Lee?
Willow points to a sexy actor on the cover of Now magazine.
She was this pretty good skater, and now she's this pretty good actor. She's filming a Winston Haley movie in Toronto right now.
They make movies in Toronto?
Yes, I'm stalking her later.
So, this Lucy Lee...
Lucy Lee is not important to you right now. Get out!
You suck. Surprising no one.
Scout grumbles off. Willow turns the television way up. We see Lucy Lee on a payphone in some crummy thriller.
Listen close and listen hard, bucko. The next click is me hanging up. The one after that is me pulling the trigger.
Dun, dun. Exterior, payphone on busy street, day. A shivering and annoyed Scout dials the payphone.
Oh, hey, Knives. Do you want to, talk or whatever?
You wearing a tan jacket? Like a spring jacket and a hoodie?
Scout checks what she's wearing. Spooky music underscore.
And a dorky hat?
Dorky? Why are you psychic?
A beaming Knives knocks on the payphone glass.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Interior sonic boom day. The spooky music continues on in the record store. Scout is on edge as Knives geeks over a standee for The Clash at Demon Head. It features hunky blonde singer Envy Adams posing and the rest of the band shrouded in shadow and mist.
I can't believe they're coming to town. Will you take me to the show?
Yeah, listen.
The spooky music gets louder, pounding inside Scout's head.
Oh, hey, I wanted to invite you over for dinner.
Like Chinese food?
To meet my parents. It's my birthday dinner.
I think that's a really bad idea.
No, it's okay. Why?
I'm too old for you.
No, you're not. My mom is 9 years older than my dad. And
I mean, are you even allowed to date outside of your race or whatever?
I don't care. I'm in love.
Knives is so smitten. The word love actually appears on screen. Scout brushes it away. The spooky music comes to a stop.
Listen. I was thinking we should break up or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, it's not gonna work out.
Oh.
Scout walks out, leaving Knives in the aisle. Interior, the bus. Record store. Day. Scout sits on the bus alone thinking about Knives. Crosscut with Knives still in the record store, in shock. On the bus, Scout sighs, thinks of something happier. Crosscut with Ramon, rollerblading, his funky pink hair. On the bus, Scout smiles, a little happier. Interior, exterior, Stephanie Still's basement, sex bomb, tune up. Tim spins a drumstick in his fingers.
Where's Knives? Not coming tonight?
No, we broke up.
Young Nell pauses her DS. Tim and Stills share a look.
Oh, check it out. I learned the bass line from Final Fantasy II.
Scout plays the insanely simple video game tune.
Scout, you are the salt of the earth.
Aw, thanks.
Wait, I meant the scum of the earth.
Aw, thanks.
You broke up with Knives?
Yeah, but don't worry. Maybe you'll meet my new boyfriend soon.
New?
Tim mimes shooting herself. Stills unplugs Scout's amp.
Okay, from here on out, no boyfriends or boyfriend talk at practice, whether they're old, new, or new. We were lucky to survive that last round. This is sudden death now, okay?
Okay.
Ding dong!
That's for me.
Scout opens the door to see Ramon, now sporting blue hair.
Hey, you're here.
Yeah, like you said.
Scout ushers him in, weirded out by this hair development.
You know, your hair,
I know of it.
it's all blue.
I change my hair every week and a half. Get used to it. So, how do you guys all know each other?
High school, I guess.
What Nell said.
I'm Nell.
Believe it or not, I actually dated Scout in high school.
Got any embarrassing stories?
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Scout fake laughs. Starts ushering Ramon out again.
Okay, cool. See you guys tomorrow.
What about rehearsal?
And Nell knows my parts.
I'm Nell.
Interior Willow's apartment night. Ramon lounges reading a magazine. A tense Scout hurries around the kitchen area, preparing food as Willow looks on.
Eating okay in there?
Yeah, good.
Ramon goes to the bathroom. Scout drops the act.
He changed his hair.
So it looks nice, Blue.
I know, but he changed it without even making a big deal about it. He's fickle. Oh my God, what do I do?
I can't believe you were worried about me gaying up the place.
Ramon returns. Willow pulls on a jacket.
How's dinner coming along?
Yeah, good.
I'll leave you lovebirds to it. I'm heading up to Casa Loma to stalk my hetero crush.
Scout stops Willow at the door with a panicked whisper.
Don't go.
Will you nut the hell up? You could get to second and a half base.
Ooh, you think so?
Well, if you strike out in the next hour, come find me at the castle.
If I strike out?
Okay, win. See you in 60.
15 minutes later, Ramon and Scout eat on the floor, picnic style. Scout has cooked garlic bread, and only garlic bread, for dinner.
This is actually really good garlic bread.
Garlic bread is my favorite food. I could honestly eat it for like every meal or just all the time without even stopping.
You'd get fat.
No. Why would I get fat?
Bread makes you fat.
Bread makes you fat?
15 minutes later, a nervy Scout serenades Ramon on her bass guitar.
So, I wrote a song about you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It goes like this. Ramon. 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 Ooh, yeah.
I can't wait to hear it when it's finished.
Finished?
15 minutes later, Scout makes out with Ramon on the futon. Scout smiles as he runs his hand through her hair.
Your hair's pretty shaggy.
Oh, God. I need a haircut, don't I?
Scout sits up like a shot. Ramon is taken aback.
What?
No, sorry. It's just that I got a bad haircut right before me and my big ex broke up, but it's so long ago I can barely remember it.
A narrator chimes in.
Scout is actually aware that her last salon haircut took place exactly 431 days ago, 3 hours before her big breakup. She blames this largely on the haircut and has been cutting her own hair ever since.
Sounds like a bad time.
Bad time? Not really.
It was.
It was a mutual thing.
It wasn't.
I mean, she told me it was mutual.
He dumped her. It was brutal.
What was his name?
He was Nat when I knew him, but he stopped liking that name. Then he stopped liking me.
Your hair is cute. I like it long.
But it'd be cuter short. Wouldn't it?
Scout disappears and just as quickly reappears, now wearing her dorky snow hat, hair tucked tightly beneath the flaps.
What? Why are you wearing that?
I thought we could go for a walk.
Exterior, endless stairway, night. 15 minutes later, Scout and Ramon climb a stairway, long handrail between them.
Tell me you didn't come out here just so you could cover your hair with that hat.
No. I just love me some walking. Putting one leg in front of the other, like this. Walking.
You seem a little heightened.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, when I'm with you, I feel like I'm on drugs. Not that I do drugs. Well, unless you do, in which case I do drugs all the time. Every drug. But you make me feel, I don't know, like being with you, things seem a little brighter.
Ramon and Scout finally reach the top of the stairs, and night turns to day, as if crossing a magical line.
What is this place?
Oh, a totally awesome castle. They're shooting this movie up here.
Ramon looks up at the looming Casaloma, a castle surrounded by big, bright movie set lights. Exterior Casaloma continuous. A crew readies a shot of Winston Haley held hostage by some goon. A stand-in takes the place of the leading man. Scout and Ramon approach some spectators, including Willow.
Did you find the girl you're stalking?
I think I'm about to right now.
Miss Lee is traveling.
Miss Lee?
Lucy Lee.
Oh.
Oh?
The Universal Studios fanfare announces Lucy Lee as she exits her trailer. She skates towards the set, doing kickflips. The spectators go, ooh.
Oh, I want to have her adopted babies.
Oh man, we gotta go.
What? Why?
I used to date that clown.
Lucy steps to her mark and puffs up into action hero mode.
Action.
The director is surprised. That was the director's line. A goon holds a gun to a man's head in front of Lucy.
Oh my God.
Hey, the only thing keeping me and him apart is the 2 minutes it's gonna take to kick your ass.
You dated a famous girl!
In 9th grade, we had drama. Actually, it might have been math. I just remember there had been lots of drama.
Hey!
Lucy Lee points at Scout, who remains oblivious.
She just followed me around. She was a little snot-nosed brat.
She had snot in her nose? But she's famous!
Hey!
It's not a big deal. I only dated her for a week and a half.
I'm talking to you, Scout Pilgrim.
Lucy Lee stomps towards Scout, who gasps.
She's famous, and she talked to me.
The only thing keeping me and him apart is the 2 minutes it's gonna take to kick your ass.
Can I have your...
Pow! Lucy Lee punches Scout, flooring her. Scout comes back up with a pen and paper. Wobbly.
Can I have your autograph, please?
Pow! Lucy Lee punches Scout again. She nods to Ramon.
What's up? How's life? She seems nice.
Lucy Lee throws Scout up into a castle turret, crumbling it. Scout crashes down through scaffolding onto the set. Lucy holds up her hands for a quick continuity photo, then stomps over to pick up a dazed Scout from the ground.
Scout, you relax. Fight.
Think you stand a chance against an A-lister, babe?
Lucy Lee punches Scout again. She slides across the wet down ground. A set nurse sprays Lucy's knuckles with antiseptic.
Some competition you are.
Lucy Lee wanders off. Scout staggers to her feet. Punchy.
Hey, I'm not done.
Scout spins Lucy around, only to find an identical stand-in.
Looks like you're seeing double.
Scout turns to see the real Lucy smirking on the sidelines. Pow! The identical stand-in punches Scout to the ground.
She's good, right? Sometimes I let her do wide shots when I feel like getting blazed back in my Winnie.
Scout stands to fight the double. Suddenly, countless stuntmen fan out behind the stand-in, all identically dressed, all carrying skateboards and ready to rumble.
Nothing without
Hey,
a stunt team.
Ask him how it feels to always get her sloppy
How does
seconds.
it feel to...
Scout takes a skateboard to the face, followed by a barrage of crippling skateboard blows to her knees and ribs. They all take turns kicking her on the ground.
I'm gonna get coffee. You chicas want anything?
We follow the smirking Lucy to the coffee station. We hear the noise of punching and kicking slowly subside to nothing.
Miss Lee?
Lucy turns, shocked to see Scout in front of a painted 2D skyline backdrop, surrounded by many unconscious stuntmen.
You're needed back on set.
Scout charges Lucy Lee and leaps into a flying kick. Lucy grabs her foot and hurls her through the backdrop. Rip! Scout lands in a crump, framed through the torn skyline. Lucy stomps over to her, preparing for the death blow.
Prepare. Prepare to feel the wrath of the League of Evil Exes.
The League of Evil Exes?
You really don't know anything about the League? 7 evil exes coming to kill you? Controlling the future of Ramon's love life?
No.
Oh, well, I mean, listen, man, don't worry about it.
Really?
Yeah, babe, let's get a beer.
Lucy offers a hand. Scout goes to shake it. Pow! Lucy gets her square in the mouth. Scout smiles through her aching jaw.
You are a pretty good actor.
I'm going for the Oscar this year.
But are you a pretty good skater?
I'm more than pretty good, Chica. I have my own skate company.
Lucy pulls down her shirt, revealing a skate company tattoo.
So you can sell them, but can you do a thingy on that rail?
Scout points to the long handrail on the stairs.
It's called a grind, babe.
So can you do a grind thingy now?
Are you serious? There's like 200 steps and the rails are garbage.
Well, hey, if it's too hardcore.
You really think you can goad me into doing a trick like that?
There's boys watching.
Somebody get me my board.
Willow taps Lucy's shoulder and hands her skateboard.
Hi. Big fan.
Why wouldn't you be?
Clack! Lucy goes for it, a perfect ollie onto the rail. Scout and Willow watch as Lucy disappears from sight, sparking down the endless rail. Cut back to Scout and Willow, impressed at Lucy.
Wow.
Cut back to Scout and Willow, very impressed at Lucy.
Wow.
Cut back to Scout and Willow. Scout's about to say wow when boom! A fireball appears from the bottom of the stairs.
Wow. She totally bailed.
Yes!
Scout smacks her forehead.
Ah, I didn't get her autograph.
That's a wrap, everybody.
Where's Ramon? Is he still here?
No, he totally bailed.
What's the deal? Seriously.
Let's move it, people. The sun's coming up.
Interior Willow's apartment. Day. Scout slumps on the couch, phone pressed to her ear. Willow cooks bacon in the kitchen. No pants. We hear the outgoing message. This is an automated voice messaging system. Ramon is not available. Please record your message after the beep.
Hey, it's me, Scout again. Call me back when you get this. Scott Pilgrim. What's the deal? Seriously.
Scout ambles over to the fridge and rests her head on it.
Yeah, you said that last night.
You know what really sucks, though?
What?
Everything.
Come on, girl. You can't say you didn't see this coming. It was right under your nose.
Willow points to the note Ramon scribbled, which is pinned literally under Scout's nose on the refrigerator. Ramon Flowers, 212-664-7665, XXXXX.
What did you think these were?
Kisses? 7 little kisses?
7 deadly X's.
Willow cocks an eyebrow. Scout slides to the floor.
Why does everything have to be so complicated?
Willow crouches down to join Scout on the floor.
If you want something bad, you have to fight for it. Step up your game. Break out the L word.
Lesbian?
The other L word.
Lesbians?
Okay, it's love. I wasn't trying to trick you or anything. Look, if he's really the boy of your dreams, then you have to let him know. You have to overcome any and all obstacles that lie in your path. You have the spirit of a warrior, Scout. You can do it. Be with him. It's your destiny. Plus, I need you to move out soon.
Scout's face falls, completely shocked at this bombshell.
What?
Yeah, I'm kind of begging on him calling you back so I won't have to evict you and feel all guilty and shit.
Scout and Willow look at the phone.
I have a feeling that's for you, girl.
Scout picks up. A sexy, non-Ramon voice replies.
Hey, Scout.
Envy?
Oh, shit.
Been a while.
Yeah,
A year, I think.
approximately.
How are you?
I'm not doing so good right now.
That's too bad. Still breaking hearts.
What? No. It's been different. You have no idea.
Probably not. Do you have a boyfriend? Should I be jealous?
Yes, you should. I have this totally awesome boyfriend who calls me all the time, and he's America. He's American.
What's his name?
I'm not telling you that. Ramon.
Oh.
What? Do you know him?
No.
It sounded like you did.
I gotta go. Nice chatting with you.
Wait!
Click. Scout slumps to the floor. Willow appears over her.
Okay, everything does suck.
Scout grunts. Willow grins and grabs the phone.
Or does it?
Scout sits bolt upright, expectant.
Hello? Oh, hey, Knives.
Scout lays back down. Fuck!
What's that? You're outside?
Scout sits bolt upright again. Fuck! Willow opens the door a crack. Knives shivers outside, pale and broken looking.
Is Scout here?
You know what?
Behind Willow, we see Scout leap through a window, head first. Glass smashes.
She just left.
Knives sighs. Scout sprints away in the background. Exterior street. Day. Scout walks fast down the street, freaked out, paranoid. She sees 5 X's looming above her on a pedestrian crossing and quickly diverts into an exterior alley. Day. Scout rips the X-Men patch off her jacket when something buzzes past Scout. She looks around.
Dude.
Whoosh! Another blast of air whizzes by.
Please.
Something sweeps her off her feet. She's pissed now.
I'm really not in the mood for this.
Shwah! Something slices the air in front of Scout.
Okay, enough.
Scout punches the air in front of her. Hits something. A diminutive, dirty blonde guy dressed in a punk rock kung fu getup lands on the ground with a thump. He spins to face Scout.
You punched me in the dick. Prepare to die, obviously.
Listen, I've had it today. Can we just not do this right now?
I'd love to postpone, darling, but I just cashed my last rain check.
What's that from?
My brain.
Well, I'm really, really not up for this. Okay, whatever it is.
Okay, little chicken, I'll see you later. But you won't see me, because next time, I'll be deadly serious next time.
What?
Never mind.
The mystery attacker vanishes. Scout looks to the sky.
Oh, man. Someone help me.
Exterior, Bloor Street. Day. Scout is in her usual payphone, dialing Sammy frantically.
It's Scout.
What did she do this time?
No, it's Scout. It's actually me.
What did you do this time?
I didn't do anything. It's everyone else that's crazy. Look, I'm having a meltdown or whatever. Are you still working?
I'm literally about to leave.
Cool, I'm coming in.
Scout hangs up the phone and walks 2 steps into interior, the second cup. Continuous. Scout approaches the counter. Sammy has her back turned.
Think I'll make it a decaf today.
Sammy turns around, revealing herself to be Julius.
Scout Pilgrim.
What'd you do with my brother?
Sammy taps on the window outside, mouthing that he has to go. Scout turns back to Julius, not happy.
What can I get you?
Is there anywhere you don't work?
They're called jobs. Something a ball like you would not know anything about. And by the way, I can't believe you fucking asked Ramon out after I specifically told you not to fucking do that.
Note to concerned reader, every time Julius says a black bar comes out of his mouth and the sound is bleeped.
How do you do that with your mouth?
Never mind how I do it. What do you have to say for yourself?
Can I get a caramel macchiato?
Maybe it's high in time you took a look in the mirror before you wreak havoc on another guy.
Me? Wreak havoc?
Julius points at the Clash of Demon Head poster behind the counter with concert dates at the bottom.
In speaking of fucking witch. I hear the guy that kicked your heart in the ass is walking the streets of Toronto again.
So I can pick up my coffee over there?
Scout retreats away from Julius and bumps right into Ramon. They share an awkward moment. He looks at the floor.
Sorry that got a little crazy last night.
Yeah, you kind of disappeared.
Yeah, I do that. Listen, I know it can be hard to be around. It's hard to be around me sometimes. I'll understand if you don't want to hang out anymore.
No, I want to hang. The whole evil ex-girlfriend thing, no biggie.
Exes.
I mean, I know it's early days, but I don't think anything can really get in the way of how Shit!
Scout hides behind Ramon as a little figure emerges from the steamed milk mists of the coffee shop. The singer from the Clash at Demon Head, looking as if he stepped out of the poster. The icy platinum blonde fashionista walks towards Scout.
It's my ex.
The big one?
Scout nods. Leonie stare down between Envy and Ramon.
Excuse me.
Ramon goes to order coffee, leaving Envy to fix on Scout.
Your hair is getting shaggy.
Scout is instantly wearing her dorky hat.
Yeah?
So, that's Ramon?
Yeah?
Okay, I'm jealous.
You're jealous?
I'm allowed.
You left me for that cocky pretty girl.
You've never even seen her.
Yeah, I know. You left me for a girl I've never even seen.
Maybe you'll see her soon. We're playing Lee's Palace. You guys should, so totally come.
That's so not going to happen.
Great. You're so on the list.
Envy disappears into the cappuccino mists. Ramon returns.
Caramel Yado for Pilgrim.
Exterior Toronto Residential Street day. Scout and Ramon walk side by side, sipping the coffees.
So, that was Envy.
Uh-huh.
What happened with the two of you?
Do you mind if we don't get into it right now? He wanted to move to Montreal because he missed his best friend, this girl, Tanya.
And 2 weeks later, you heard they were sleeping together, I guess.
Basically.
I dated a Tanya once. That didn't end well either.
I can see how it sucks, having the past come back to haunt you.
Is it wrong that I try to not think about it?
What do you want to think about?
How warm my place is right now.
Ramon stops and kisses her. Interior Willow's apartment, night. Scout lies between Willow and other Scout on the futon.
And you didn't bang him? Are you gay?
I couldn't stop thinking about my stupid ex-boyfriend.
A bleary Jenny sits up between them all.
Is that the Ethan Hawke movie?
Scout, just because Envy's back in town doesn't make it not over.
Double negative. Tricky.
It's over. Move on.
Word.
Scout stands, no pants. Music swells.
Right. I'm not going to let him toy with me. From this moment on, I will think of any Envy Adams no more.
Interior Stephanie Stills' house, day.
I have distressing news.
A deadly serious Stephanie Stills addresses Tim, Scout, and young Nell. Ramon lounges on the couch.
Is the news that we suck? Because I really don't think I can take it.
No. The Clash at Demon Head are doing a secret show tomorrow night, and Envy asked us to open for them.
I hate you.
A gig is a gig is a gig. Is a gig. Maybe you can put your history aside until we get through this thing. For the band? For the band. For the band?
Can't we do our own secret shows?
All our shows are secret shows.
We're doing it. Big G might be there. We play the next round of Battle of the Bands Saturday. We need to get some buzz going. We need groundswell. We need stalkers.
Stills paces past the window to reveal Knives Chow outside. Crash zoom on her tearful face, pressed against the window, totally crushed to see Scout cuddling with Ramon.
What would you do if your ex was in a band and they wanted you to open for them?
If my ex was in the band?
Yeah.
Might be a little awkward, but maybe it's the grown-up thing to do.
Yeah. We're all adults, right?
Interior Drug Smart, evening. Knives frantically rifles through racks of hair dye and rants furiously into her cell phone.
Oh my God! She's dating a fat-ass hipster. douche. Oh, I hate her stupid guts. I'm gonna disembowel her.
Interior Knives' bedroom, evening. Knives stands on her bed and continues ranting at Tommy.
She only likes him because he's old. He's probably like 25. He's just some fat-ass white guy, you know?
I think you mentioned he was fat.
Interior Knives' bathroom, evening. Tommy helps Knives color his hair under the bathroom spigot.
He's got a head start. I didn't even know there was good music until like 2 months ago. Okay, this really burns.
We should rinse.
Knives rinses his hair under the bathtub faucet.
When I got this idea, I just thought, I have to do it.
I can't hear anything you're saying.
Knives looks in the mirror. His hair is exactly like Ramon.
Oh, God. I look so good.
Knives throws a long scarf on, looking sexy, eyes narrowing.
Scout Pilgrim destroyed my heart, but I know how to get her back.
Push into Knives as she plots. Tommy pops into frame.
How?
We see a text message typing on screen. Young Nell, it's Knives. OMFG, you're so hot. Exterior, Lee's Palace, night. A huge line of two cool youths, snakes outside a rock venue. A sign reads, "The Clash of Demon Heads sold out." We hear loud music blasting through the open doors. Interior, Lee's Palace, continuous. The loud music stops abruptly. Sex Bomb bow on stage.
Thank you. We were Sex Bomb.
Willow and other Scout cheer unenthusiastically. The other snobbish kids in the audience shrug and disperse.
We got some merch out in the back, so... Okay, bar, now.
Interior, Lee's Palace, later. A disillusioned Sex Bomb hang with Ramon at the bar.
Okay, level with me. Did we suck?
I don't know. Did you?
Ramon excuses herself.
Oh, she has to go. She knows we suck.
Interior, Lee's Palace, men's bathroom. Moments later, Ramon does his eyeliner. He looks in the mirror to see two images of himself staring back. Or is it... Knives Chow with identical hair, clothes, and makeup standing next to Ramon, looking hot.
Hey, Ramon.
Hey.
Ramon exits, confused.
What the hell?
Interior, Lee's Palace. Moments later, Ramon and Knives exit the bathroom together. Scout breaks into a cold sweat. Knives heads into young Nell's arms at the other end of the bar. Scout struggles with something resembling jealousy.
Hey, Scout.
What the hell?
Look who Knives is hanging with.
Who is that girl again?
Scout dated her.
Briefly.
How old is she?
Wheel of Fortune spins inside Scout's head with selections such as, "It was nothing," and "He was nobody." The wheel sticks between, "I gotta pee," and "Who, him?"
I gotta pee on him. I gotta pee. Pee time.
Interior, Lee's Palace. Moments later, a freaked out Scout returns to the group. The lights dim, the stage fills with twisting blue tendrils of smoke. The Clash of Demon Head materialize, Envy in a long black coat. Knives screams his teen brains out. The bass player steps into the light, no longer shrouded in dry ice. She cuts a handsome, striking rock god figure.
That guy on bass? That's Tanya.
I know.
You know?
Envy lets his coat slip off, revealing a sexy figure.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, no.
Interior, Lee's Palace. Later, Sex Bomb, Knives, and Ramon hang near the backstage doors.
That was devastating.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, you should see them live. They're so much better live.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Julius opens the backstage door and huffs.
I can't believe I'm even saying this, but Envy Adams would like all of you to come backstage.
All of us?
Did I fucking stutter?
The group shuffles backstage. Scout hangs her head like a condemned woman.
Wait, how do you know Envy?
Oh, Scout dated him.
Knives make a face that looks like this.
Oh, yes, there it is.
And
There it is.
It's like a ghost.
Very scary. Meanwhile, Interior Lee's Palace, ratty backstage area, night. Sex Bomb lounge on a couch on one side of the room. Envy, Tanya, and Julius lounge on a couch across from them. Knives in shock as he thinks 1,000 thoughts. Envy burns a hole through Scout. Everyone else feels awkward.
Hey, Ramon.
Hey, Tanya.
Been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should get out of here.
How was the tour? You guys played with the Pixies. You're like a superstar now.
It's not something I can really put into words.
Envy? I read your blog.
Tanya and Julius glare at Knives.
So, Scout and Ramon, eh?
What of it?
You're my role model, Envy.
Ramon, I like your outfit. Affordable.
I was going to say, Envy, did you get those jeans in New York? I mean, they're...
I'm talking to Ramon right now.
Ramon lived in New York.
Oh, did she? I was just there. We played the Chaos Theater for Genesis. You know him, right?
Scout looks at Ramon. She is about to answer when Knives stands up, points at Envy, and screams,
I've kissed the lips that kissed you!
Envy nods at Tonya. She punches Knives square in the jaw. Scout jumps to her feet.
Knives!
Young Nell rushes to Knives' aid. Scout boils. Tanya smirks.
That's right. I'm not afraid to hit a boy. I'm a rock star.
You punched the highlights out of his hair.
Angle on Knives. His hair is black and plain as before.
He punched the highlights out of his hair.
You're incorrigible.
I don't know the meaning of the word. I really don't.
So, are you guys doing anything fun while you're in town?
Fun? In Toronto?
That is it, you cocky bitch. You'll pay for your crimes against humanity.
Scout leaps across the table and swings a punch at Tanya. Tanya thrusts a hand out and telekinetically freezes Scout in the air. Scout hovers, grasping her neck, choking. Tanya's eyes glow bright white and her hair transforms into a faux hawk.
My neck, your hair.
Didn't you know? Tanya's vegan.
Tanya telekinetically hurls Scout through the club's wall. Ramon and Sexbomb peer through the newly made hole in the wall to see Scout sprawled in some trash bags. She tries to keep cool despite being in a lot of pain.
It's not really that big of a deal.
No kidding. Anyone can be vegan.
Octo-lacto-vegetarian, maybe.
Oh, what?
I partake not in the meat, nor breast milk, or ovum of any creature that has a face.
Short answer, being vegan just makes you better than most people.
Bingo.
Tanya lifts up Scout telekinetically and throws her miles into the air. Scout sails out of shot and into space.
Hey, man, question. I always wondered, how does not eating dairy give you psychic powers?
Okay, you know how you only use 10% of your brain? Well, it's because the other 90% is filled with curds and whey.
Did you learn that at Vegan Academy?
Go ahead and get snippy, buddy. If you knew the science, maybe I'd listen to a word you're saying.
Scout returns to Earth with a thump. She moans in pain. While the others bicker, Ramon helps Scout to her feet.
Ugh. If I peed my pants, would you just pretend I just got wet from the rain?
It's not raining.
Oh. How about you give me the cliff notes on how and why you ended up dating this a-hole?
Is that really important right now?
If there's a key element in her backstory that can help me out in a critical moment of not dying, yes.
A brief, scrappy, animated flashback of young Tanya and Ramon.
I was only dating Lucy until the minute Tanya walked by. I guess that's not very nice, but I used to be kind of like that.
Young Ramon shoves young Lucy down a hill and starts making out with young Tanya.
We hated everyone. We wrecked stuff. Nobody cared.
Young Ramon and young Tanya wreck stuff. Nobody cares.
She punched a hole in the moon for me. It was pretty crazy.
Young Tanya punches a hole in the moon. It's pretty crazy.
A week and a half later, she told me her dad was sending her to the Vegan Academy, so I dumped her. Does that help you at all?
The flashback ends. Scout can only fixate on one aspect.
Have you dumped everyone you've ever been with? Like, you've never been the dumpy?
Ramon shrugs.
Look, I've dabbled with being a prick. It's part of the reason I've moved here. I was really hoping to put it all behind me.
Tanya appears behind Ramon, ready for another round.
Hey, lovebirds. We have unfinished business, I and she.
Scout stands up, sorta ready for another round.
She and me.
Don't you talk to me about grammar.
I dislike you. Capiche?
Tell it to the cleaning lady on Monday.
What?
Because you'll be dust by Monday. Because you'll be pulverized in 2 seconds, and the cleaning lady cleans up dust. She dusts.
Sorry. So what's on Monday?
Because it's Friday now, and she has weekends off, so Monday, right?
Basically, you can't win this fight, and you'll have to give up on this guy, because Tanya is going to kill you.
You used to be so nice.
Scout charges at Tanya who psych throws her back into the club. We hear a distant crump, still calls through the hole.
Scout, we're going to Pizza for a slice, so call us when you're done.
Oh, she'll be done real soon.
Sexpabomb skulks away. Envy grins at Ramon. Wicked. Suddenly, the bass line from Final Fantasy II rumbles through the walls.
Sounds like somebody wants to get funky.
Interior, Lee's Patless, continuous. Scout stands in an elephant's graveyard of plastic cups and bottles, picking the hell out of her bass. Amp pegged to 10. Tanya Ingram levitates, floating towards Scout with her bass. Tanya lands in front of Scout. Bass off! Picks, strike, string. Oh, that. Okay. Tanya easily out-basses Scout, shredding her into oblivion. The enormous reverb launches club debris toward Scout. Tanya detunes her bass, delivers a death note that blows Scout right through the stage wall. Scout crashes into a backstage food table. Tanya floats toward her, savoring the kill. Envy appears beside her with a smirk.
I can read your thoughts. Your will is broken. You're through.
Scott turns around on her knees, cringing, holding a cup of milky-looking coffee in either hand as a peace offering.
Would say we drink to my memory? Fair trade blend with soy milk.
I'm sorry, but that's pathetic.
Dude, I can see in your mind's eye that you poured half and half into one of those coffees in an attempt to make me break vegan edge. I'll take the one with soy. Thanks, Tool.
Tanya floats to the ground, takes one of the cups and drinks.
Actually, I poured soy in this cup, but thought real hard about pouring it in that one. You know, my mind's eye or whatever.
What are you talking about?
You just drank half and half, baby.
2 trendy police types bust in through the wall, making 2 more holes and pointing their fingers like deadly weapons.
Please, vegan police.
Tanya Ingram, you're under arrest for veganity violation code number 827, imbibement of half and half.
That's bull roar!
No vegan diet, no vegan powers.
It's only my first offense. Don't I get 3 strikes?
Vegan police officer number 2 flips her the code violation book.
At 12:27 a.m. on February 1st, you knowingly ingested gelato.
Gelato isn't vegan?
Milk and eggs, bitch.
On April 4th, 7:30 p.m., you partook of a plate of chicken parmesan.
Envy gasps, disgusted.
Chicken isn't vegan?
The de-veganizing ray. Hit her!
The vegan police blast Tanya with arcs of power from their finger guns. Tanya's faux hawk deflates into a bowl cut. Scout rises into a stance to deliver her killer line.
You once were vegan, but now you will be gone.
Vegan?
Scout headbutts Tanya, exploding her. Boom! Scout dusts herself off as coins rain down. Envy stares, jaw ajar. The vegan policemen leave, high-five it on the way out.
Sorry, I guess.
Sorry? You just headbutted my girlfriend so hard, she burst.
You kicked my heart in the ass, so I guess we're even, Nathaniel.
Nathaniel? No one calls me that anymore.
Well, maybe they should. Now, let's get out of here.
A battle-worn Scout limps through the hole in the wall. Ramon follows, shooting Envy a look on the way out. Envy blinks, in shock. Julius pops into shot.
For the record, I am so pissed off for you right now.
Oh, shut the... Julius.
Interior pizza night. Sexpabomb, Willow, and other scouts munch pizza slices. Ramon and Scout on the fringes. It's an odd mood.
We're still going to the after show, right?
I'm not sure it's going to be much of a party. I think a third of the band just went poof.
Well, cool bands never go to their own after parties. It's just the desperate people trying to rub elbows with label guys.
Then why would we...
Yeah, Nell, you down?
Nell is at the counter with a catatonic knives.
Scout, you're in, right?
You want to go?
I kind of almost died back there, so...
I'm not saying I want to go.
Hey, we can totally go.
I'll do whatever you want to do.
So let's go.
Exterior after party night. The whole gang trudge to the after party. Scout limps a bit, lagging behind. Ramon falls back with him.
We really don't have to go to this thing. It'll probably be a bad scene all around, and we've already had a full night.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just...
It's just...
Well, have you ever dated someone who wasn't a total ass?
So far, you're not a total ass.
But I'm part ass?
If it makes you feel better, you're the nicest girl I've dated.
Wait, is that good?
It's what I need right now.
But not later?
Scout, I don't have all the answers. I'd just like to live in the moment if I can.
I'd just like to live.
Scout and Ramon enter a big fartsy artsy warehouse.
Look, I know Tanya was bad news, but are you saying Envy wasn't? We all have baggage.
Well, my baggage doesn't try and kill me every 5 minutes. What did you do to your ex-girlfriends to make them so insane?
Exes.
Whatever.
No breakup is painless. Someone always gets hurt. What about you and that guy Knives?
Knives?
Who broke up with who?
I believe I broke up with him.
And he was cool with that?
Yeah, he's with young Nell now. He's totally cool. He's very mature for his age. It was a very healthy breakup. We're all peaches and gravy.
We hear an off-screen distant no from Knives.
And what about you and Tim?
They pass Tim. He's also staring at Scout, not lovingly.
Me and Tim? I can barely remember. It was high school. He had freckles.
That's it?
Yeah, it kind of ended. We changed.
Scout and Ramon have reached the bar at the party.
That's really the whole story?
Okay. I had to fight a girl to get with him. I fought a crazy 80-foot-tall purple-suited chick, and I had to fight 96 girls to get to her, too. She was flying and shooting lightning bolts from her eyes, and I kicked her so far she saw the curvature of the earth. Does that make you feel any better?
And now you are being a total ass. Welcome to the club.
In the back glass of the bar, Scout sees her reflection. Fringed hair, wicked glare. She catches herself.
Sorry, I'm not usually like this.
Hey, don't worry. I don't know what I'm like anymore.
I guess this whole ex-girlfriends thing is really messing with my head.
Exes.
Why do you keep saying that?
Paff! A foot appears out of nowhere and kicks Scout in the head, sending her flying across the dance floor. Scout looks up at her opponent, the mystery attacker.
The boy from earlier?
Randy?
Scout gets up. The three square off in a triangle.
You know this guy?
Oh boy, does he know me.
What is he talking about?
She really doesn't know?
You and he?
It was just a phase.
Just a phase?
You had a sexy face?
It meant nothing. I didn't think it would count.
It meant nothing?
I was just a little bi-curious.
Oh, well, honey, I'm a little bi-furious.
Randy throws a scorpion kick at Scout's face. Ramon catches his foot midair. Randy flips out of the hold.
Do that again and I will end you.
Back off, Bromo. If Genesis can't have you, no one can. The League hath spoken.
The boys square off, clearing the busy dance floor.
Then Genesis best get her pretentious ass up here, because I'm about to kick yours out of the Great White North.
You unbelievable cock.
Ramon pulls a ridiculously large hammer from his jacket.
Believe it.
An embarrassed Scout watches the rest of the crowd.
Willow?
Uh-huh.
This is happening, right?
Uh-huh. Kick him in the balls!
With blinding speed, Randy slips his belt off and whips a razor-sharp flying guillotine belt buckle at Ramon. Ramon cartwheels as the buckle sails between his legs and smashes into a disco ball. Mirrored shards fly everywhere. Paff! Randy vanishes and Ramon swings the hammer at him. It smashes a speaker. Sound on one side of the room cuts out. Ramon turns around just in time to see Randy's deadly belt sailing towards him. He blocks with the hammer. The belt wraps around it. Randy hurls the hammer out the window.
I'm sending you back to Genesis in 1,000 pieces, you slag.
Ramon springs off of various pieces of furniture, leaping towards Randy and drop kicks him into the floor.
I'd rather be dead than go back. He's a creep, you're a dick, and you all deserve each other.
Give it a rest, Ramon. This is a league game.
Meaning?
Randy points an accusing finger at the mortified Scout.
Meaning your precious Scout must defeat me with her own fists.
I'm not sure I can hit a boy. They're hard.
You don't have a choice.
Ramon positions Scout into a fighting stance as Randy charges with deadly intent. Ramon puppeteers Scout into a furious volley of punches on Randy. He staggers, winces.
Fight your own battles, lazy ass.
Paff! Randy disappears, then reappears between Scout and Ramon, kicking them apart with the splits. Randy then kicks Scout into the ceiling. She lands hard on the floor.
Every pilgrim reaches the end of her journey, some sooner than others.
Randy lifts his leg over his head, preparing to drop his boot of death on Scout's head. He grins at Ramon.
Your GF's about to get F'd in the G.
His weak point's the back of his knees.
What? How does that work?
Whenever we were making out,
Okay.
As Randy's leg descends, Scout reaches up with one finger and lightly tickles the back of Randy's knee.
Oh.
Randy falls, still in the splits, throbbing with orgasmic meltdown.
Oh, yeah.
Scout watches as Randy giggles between spasms.
He'll never be able to do this to him.
Randy screams in ecstasy before exploding into coins. A spent Scout is left standing in the middle of the room. Whew. The party starts up again, a wave of gossip spreading around the room. People text furiously and point fingers at Scout. Scout flushes red and retreats back to the bar. Ramon follows tentatively. The gossip echoes around them.
So...
2 gin and tonics, please.
Thought you didn't drink.
Only on special occasions. Why, did you want one?
Scout swigs down her drink. Ramon tries to lighten things.
I guess we really don't know that much about each other, do we?
Scout seems immediately drunk.
Maybe you could just give me a list of all your exes so at least I know who's gonna beat my ass into the ground next.
Oh, like a handy little laminate or something? Let me see if I can find one. Maybe we could exchange our information.
Just out of sheer curiosity and concern for my mortal well-being, is there anyone in this party you haven't slept with?
Ramon stops, looks hurt. He touches his hair.
I really think we should split.
As in get out of here, or as in split?
I'd hope you could figure that out. Or did you miss the part where I saved your ass?
How could I not? I feel like we just washed our sexy laundry in public.
Dirty laundry. You're drunk.
I've had like 1 drink.
Well, I'm sorry I cared. I don't enjoy all this, Scout. In fact, I'm sick of it. I thought you might be more understanding. You're just another evil ex-girlfriend waiting to happen.
Ramon leaves. Another crescendo of gossip echoes around the room. Scout's friends gather around in a pity party. But then Ramon returns, handing Scout a laminated list.
P.S. Here's your stupid list.
Ramon exits proper. Scout looks at the list. It reads, Patel, Lee, Ingram, Richter, Katanagi twins, Genesis.
Who the hell are the Katanagi twins?
You don't know?
Interior Stephanie Stills' house, night. Stills flips to hand-drawn sketches of the Katanagi, identical Asian twins dressed like pretentious new wave fops.
They're the next band in the battle, and they are totally badass.
We reveal a grim, terse Scout playing a doomy bass line. The rehearsal room feels empty without Knives or Ramon.
Ramon dated twins?
Apparently.
At the same time?
You know what? I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Good. You know how I feel about guys cock blocking the rock.
Good. I play better in a bad mood.
If it's going to be an issue, though, young Nell can fill in for you.
It's not an issue. You know bands. I know battles. We got it covered.
Well, we would understand if you didn't want to take part.
Not only do I want to take part, I want to take them apart.
Okay. I'm getting tingles.
Whoa, me too.
Exterior, the ninth circle, night. Sex Bomb and young Nell load their gear at the venue. Menu?
Okay. We're doomed.
Oh.
Flyers cover the outside walls of another rock venue. TIBB, Sex Bomb, the Katanagi twins. Amp versus Amp. 2 bands enter, 1 band leaves.
That flyer needs more exclamation marks.
Oh, we are going to get killed.
Come on, you're on stage in 5.
Aren't the Katamaris or whatever on first?
I think you're both on first.
Wait.
Who's on second? Oh.
Amp versus Amp? We're going on stage at the same time?
That's impossible.
Interior, the ninth circle, stage, night. Actually, no. 2 stages sit on either side of the auditorium. On one, a monolithic wall of elk amplifiers. On the other, Sex Bomb with their dinky, lame brand amps behind them.
Okay, my bad.
Your bad is saying my bad.
Sex Bomb stare up at the Katanagi twins amps, sweating behind their instruments.
Katayanagi.
Katayanagi!
But it's a thing now.
It's totally a thing. I just want to run with the Katanagi. Stills looks into the audience position between the bands, a legion of identical indie teens.
We shouldn't even be here. We should not even be here.
Still tries to run. Scout grabs her and pulls her back.
Come on, man. I put aside my problems for this music. If I can do that, we can do anything.
Did you speak to Ramon then?
What? No. I haven't seen him since the other night.
Oh, he's totally here.
Tim points to Ramon in the crowd. He is totally there. His hair's now the brightest green, and he stands next to a nondescript mystery geek in blazer and black-rimmed glasses. They are chatting. He looks happy. Scout turns bleak again.
Scout, not that I care, but you should talk to him before he's gone.
Thanks, Tim.
And I don't really care.
Scout nods at Tim's advice. He looks back to the crowd to find the mystery geek staring right at him. Then, disorienting lights and lasers flash on the opposite stage. A wall of feedback builds. The Katayanagi twins appear. Did I get it right? Sliding on stage behind their respective keyboard stands. Kate Katayanagi, 23, is very serious and Japanese. Kelly Katayanagi, 23, is serious and very Japanese. Scout, Stephanie Stills, and Tim share a nervous look.
Okay, gang. Can we do this? I mean, we can do this, right?
Right.
Scout?
Scout is distracted again by the mystery geek staring at him.
Scout!
Kate Katayanagi hits a single note on the keyboard, blasting an enormous wave of sound at Sex Bomb. It's so loud that it shakes the foundation and rips the lightning rig from the ceiling, leaving a huge hole in the roof. The crowd cheers. Now an open-air venue, snow falls into the stage. An earth-shaking bass note blows the dust off Sex Bomb. Scout and Stills get into battle position. Scout screams.
We are Sex Bomb. We are here to make you think about death and get sad and stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sex Bomb rock out, their sound blowing a mass of snow towards the Katayanagi. For once, they sound awesome. Kate looks at Kelly. They share a nod. Kelly turns their amps to the Japanese characters for 11. Their waveform transformed the swirling snow into a 2-headed white dragon. Katayanagi slam their moogs. Heavy weirdness explodes from the amps. The dragon blows a blast of snowy fire that blows Sex Bomb off the stage. The crowd erupts into cheers. Scout, Tim, and Stills lie in a heap under their instruments.
Oh, let's break up now and get it over with. We screwed the pooch in front of Genesis.
Genesis is here? Where?
Stills points to the mystery geek, who smirks and kisses Ramon's bright green ring on his finger. This is Genesis Graves, 37, a-hole.
That's Genesis? Genesis is Big G?
She struggles to her feet.
All right. Let's do this.
Tim, inspired by Scout's new hardcore attitude, comes in heavy on the kick drum. Boom, 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 boom. Heads nod in time as Sex Bomb rock out. Their waveforms transform a mass of snow into a green-eyed Yeti! The Katayanagis fight back with their future sounds and their sonic dragon stalks towards Sex Bomb, slinking on perfect beat with the Katayanagis' spooky music. The Yeti and the dragons clash at center stage, fighting in time to the music. Scout and Stills bring their picks hands down like fierce punches. The Yeti brings its fist down on the dragon. Sex Bomb hammer down the final note. The Yeti picks up the dragon and throws it at the Katayanagi twins, exploding them and their amps into coins.
That was epic.
The crowd goes bazooki. A disembodied Scout head appears, hovering next to Scout with the text, 1 up. Scout looks for Ramon in the crowd, but he and Genesis are leaving. Scout hands her bass to young Nell.
Scout, what are you doing?
Getting a life.
Scout grabs the 1-up Scout head and jumps into the still applauding crowd. She can't find Ramon, but comes upon Knives, standing alone in his homemade Sex Bomb t-shirt.
I just came to see the show.
Knives' unusually composed demeanor gives Scout pause.
I have to,
Scout walks off. Knives watches her go. Exterior, the 9th circle, night. Scout chases Ramon down the street outside the venue.
Ramon, I have something I need to tell you.
Yeah, I have something I need to tell you too.
Great. Listen. I know you just play mysterious and aloof to avoid getting hurt. No reason for not wanting to talk about your past. And I want you to know I don't care about any of that stuff because
What?
I'm in lesbians with you. I really mean it.
Okay.
What did you want to tell me?
That we have to break up.
What?
It's Genesis. I can't help myself around him.
That's the bad news.
Her?
Genesis Graves appears behind Scout with Stills and Tim in tow. The Lincoln parks. A driver opens the passenger door.
The good news, Scouty, is I'm officially loving the sex bombs.
Bomb.
3-piece rock outfit with a smoking hot redhead on drums. Music to my ear holes.
Scout glowers. Ramon looks at the floor. Stills is gaga. An arrow points to Stills' crotch, captioned P.
You know, I'm not even going to wait and see how you guys do in the final. I'm signing you right now for a 3-album deal.
Genesis produces a contract and clicks a pen.
See, I'm not such a bad girl after all.
Scout grabs the contract and throws it onto the sidewalk.
You think we're going to sell our souls to you? Well, then guess again.
We hear scribbling. Stills has picked up the contract and is furiously signing it using Scout's back. Tim shrugs and signs it too, before trying to hand it back to Scout.
Nuh-uh. I can't be part of the band with this bitch in charge.
Ow! Scout, you gonna try to keep your emotions in check, man? Don't let a few past screw-ups ruin your future.
Scout watches Ramon get into the Continental. He rolls the mirrored window up to Scout, so Scout stares at her own reflection.
People need to hear us, Scout.
Then you're going to need to find someone else to play bass.
A cough, yes. A cough just like that. A meek young Nell slides into view, bass in hand.
Sign, and we are all set. Sweetie, shall we?
Young Nell signs the contract. There are handshakes all around. Genesis turns to Scout as he gets into the car.
Oh, and Scout, we should really be thanking each other. I mean, if it wasn't for me, you would have never been with Ramon. But if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be back. He wouldn't be back with me. So I guess it all shakes out. And hey, between you and I, the whole League of Evil Exes thing, I was in a dark place when I put that together. So forgiven?
Genesis disappears into the Lincoln and drives off, and Sex Bomb drifts away. Scout stands alone.
I said lesbians.
Interior, the bus. Genesis's Lincoln. Scout walks forlornly down an empty street and bumps his head on a telephone pole. Thunk. Exterior, the park. Night. Day. Night. Scout sits on the swing, staring straight ahead. Night turns to day. Day turns to night. Scout remains in the exact same position.
Was he really the one?
Scout looks over to see Sammy on the swing next to him.
The what?
I mean, did you really see a future with this guy?
Like with jetpacks?
Sammy stands to go. Give Scout a hug.
Time heals all wounds, little sister. Maybe next time, let's not date the girl with 11 evil ex-girlfriends.
7.
Oh, well, that's not so bad.
Sammy heads off. Scout looks at the camera. Interior, Willow's apartment, night. Scout enters, flicks the light on, gets a shock.
Nah! Turn on the light!
Scout flicks the light off, over pitch black.
Presumably, you just saw someone's ass. And I apologize for that. And she apologizes too.
Sorry.
Wow, it's more than one. Interior, Willow's apartment
Good,
later.
good.
Scout sits in the chair, wrapped in a blanket. Some girl lies in Scout's usual futon spot. Willow hands Scout cocoa.
Scout, you know I love you, but I need my own bed tonight. For sex.
Right.
I may need it the rest of the week too. For sex.
Right.
And the year.
I get it.
Maybe you can move in with Ramon.
Scout stares deep into his cocoa and shakes his head.
He's with Genesis.
Right. It's probably just because she's better than you.
Scout nods.
She'll certainly have better hair.
Scout nods.
Either way, this fight is over.
Scout nods. Ringy ring! Scout stares at the phone. Some girl picks up.
It's for Scout.
Hello?
Hey, pal, just wanted to say I feel terrible about earlier. I don't want any hard feelings, so I figured, why not be the bigger man and give you a call?
Is Ramon with you?
Interior, Genesis layer, continuous. Genesis appears to sit on some kind of throne.
I don't know. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Jeez, buddy, it's gonna be all right.
Interior, Willow's apartment, continuous.
No, I just spilled cocoa on my crotch.
Listen, as you know, I'm opening a new Chaos Theater in Toronto, and the Sex Pops are playing at our grand opening tonight. And I would feel really weird, for all of us if you weren't there. They just did a sound check, and the acoustics in here are amazing.
Yeah, maybe I'll see you there.
I hope so, baby. I don't want there to be any more bad blood between exes. What do you say? Okay, laters.
Click.
What a perfect asshole.
Scout turns, alarmed. Willow is on the other cordless.
Forget what I said earlier. Finish her.
Exterior streets of Toronto, night. Snow blows around a steely-eyed Scout as she stomps towards a group of desolate warehouses near the water. A lone hipster kid smokes a cigarette, leaning against a warehouse wall.
Password?
Scout shrugs.
Whatever.
Cool.
The hipster kid waves Scout in. Interior warehouse night. The warehouse is empty. Scout follows the sound of music to a gated elevator. 2 hipster kids guard the elevator.
Second password?
Scout gives the slightest shrug.
Cool.
Scout steps into the elevator. So far, so good. Interior Chaos Theater, continuous. Scout exits the elevator and steps into Genesis' underground layer of cool shit. The Chaos Theater. All hipster kids have gathered in one spot of ultimate snobbery. They are legion, wearing identical outfits. Chuck Taylors, skinny jeans, Como holds court among them.
Yeah, their first album is so much better than their first album.
Scout pushes through the idiot hordes. Sex Bomb are playing on stage, now using sweet brand apps. Yamps, amps, amps. Young Nell on bass still sees Scout walking by as they finish a song.
Scout!
Scout pauses, looking up at her former bandmates.
Let it go. Don't give her the satisfaction.
What if I want the satisfaction?
Scott Pilgrim!
Turns to see Genesis sitting on a throne of cool atop a black velvet VIP pyramid. Ramon kneels at her side.
Hey, welcome to the Chaos Theater. Somebody get this woman a drink. Coke Zero, right?
A cocktail waitress with a fringe appears with a tray of Coke Zero. Scout slams the tray to the floor.
I'm not here to drink.
I got no beef with you.
What if I have a beef with you?
Oh, are you still mad about that whole thing with the guild?
You mean the league?
Guild league, whatever. It's ancient history.
Genesis puts her arm around Ramon.
I'll show you how ancient of history it is.
Scout gets into a fighting stance. Genesis stops her.
Hey! No use crying over spilled Coke, buddy. The gentleman made his choice, and we're all gonna have to move on.
Well, I ain't moving, buddy.
You want to fight me for him?
Was that not clear? Guys, was that not clear?
Sexpabom shrug. Genesis stands up, flexes.
Now, why on earth do you want to do that?
Because I'm in love with him.
Ramon and Scout lock eyes. A new power comes over Scout. Flames burst from the heart design printed on her ratty vintage t-shirt, and she pulls a flaming katana from her own chest.
Scout earned the power of love.
Genesis smiles.
Aw, I think this deserves a song. Timmy?
Timmy scratches his head with his middle finger before grudgingly launching into a number.
We are Sexpabom. We are here to make money and sell out and stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4!
It clicks out a fast tempo, Sexpabom begins to rock out! Yeah! A horde of hipster indie kids attack. Scott Pilgrim, on beat! Scout swings at them with her flaming katana. She slashes at him to the beat, exploding each attacker into coins. Scout then runs up the side of the pyramid towards Genesis. Genesis unsheathes a sword from her cane that could not have fit in there. Scout and Genesis leap towards each other. Genesis descends like a vulture and smashes the katana in Scout's hand. Scout hits the ground hard, rolling to a stop.
Your club sucks, by the way.
Genesis approaches to administer a final blow.
Well, if my cathedral of cutting-edge taste holds no interest for your tragically Canadian sensibilities, then I shall be forced to grant you a swift exit from the premises and a fast entrance into hell.
Genesis raises her sword, then from above...
Scout!
Knives Chow sails into frame and kicks the sword out of Genesis' hands. He lands awkwardly, tripping and falling down the side of the pyramid. Genesis chuckles.
That is priceless.
Isn't it, though? Scout looks to Knives, both concerned and amazed. He quickly recovers and points a furious finger.
You'll pay for what you did to her.
Listen, Kung Pao Chicken, your old girlfriend brought this all on herself. She was warned plenty of times, but did she listen? Did she?
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
Points to a confused Ramon standing behind Genesis.
What?
You broke the heart that broke mine. Get ready to chow down.
Knives leaps up the pyramid towards a shocked Ramon.
You're kidding, right?
Knives pull out knives and charges. Pulls out knives. Yeah, get that. Knives pulls out knives and charges. Ramon fights defensively with an ashtray, redirecting Knives' parries without harming him.
Oh, wow. I mean, I can't say I don't know how to put on a show, right? That is incredible.
Genesis lashes out at Scout. She can barely block Genesis' tremendous blows, distracted by her dueling exes.
What the hell is your deal?
You stole her.
Duel! The fighters weave in and out of each other, throwing blocks and punches kung fu style.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't steal Scout. I didn't steal anyone.
Scout lands a kick to Genesis' chest, sending her flying off the edge of the pyramid. She then blocks a punch from Knives to Ramon and spins him away, separating them.
Can we please stop all this fighting? Nobody stole anybody. Knives, I dated you, and then I dated Ramon, okay? I mean, maybe I kind of forgot to tell Knives right away, but...
Then you cheated on me, Scout. You cheated on both of us.
Knives and Ramon both look at Scout, neither amused.
You cheated on me with Knives?
No! I cheated on Knives with you.
Is there a difference?
Well, you weren't wronged.
Scout breaks into a flop sweat.
Right?
Knives and Ramon stare at Scout.
Game over.
Stab! A sword pierces Scout's chest from behind.
Scouty, you can't cheat on these fellas. You can cheat on these fellas all you want, but you can't cheat death.
Scout slides off Genesis' sword and falls to the ground. An arrow points to Scout. Dead. Everything goes white. Sand blows through frame. Scout's eyes blink open. She looks up into a blinding blue sky. Exterior, the dream desert, day. Scout sits up next to a lone cactus, rubbing her temples.
Ugh.
Ramon appears out of nowhere, fainter than before.
Sorry. Dying probably sucks.
You know what sucks? Getting killed by that girl. Why her?
It's complicated.
Well, I'm not going anywhere, so now might be a good time to, get into it.
The truth is, it was me who was obsessed. I was crazy about her, but she ignored me. I was more alone when we were together than I ever was on my own. That's why I had to leave. And that's when she started paying attention.
So why go back?
I can't help myself around her. Scout, she just has a way of getting into my head.
Well, that's legitimately disappointing. I really will leave you alone forever now.
No. I mean, she literally has a way of getting into my head.
Ramon lifts his hair up to the back of his head, revealing a blinking chip implanted on his skull.
Ooh, that is evil.
Ramon covers the chip, self-consciously touching his hair.
I didn't want for you to get dragged into this, Scout. I just wanted something simple. I'm sorry it had to end this way.
Well, I really fought for you.
The winds blow harder, Ramon seeming to fade away.
Maybe I'm not the one you should have been fighting for.
Ramon slowly dissolves away in the sand.
I feel like I learned something, which would be great if I wasn't dead.
Ramon is gone. Scout slumps to her knees.
So alone.
You're not alone.
Ding! The pilgrim head appears and rotates around Scout.
Right!
Exterior, streets of Toronto, night. We rewind to when Scout first entered the Chaos Theater. Scout Pilgrim runs towards the desolate warehouses. The same hipster kid smokes a cigarette against the wall.
Your hair looks stupid.
The hipster kid explodes into coins. Interior warehouse, night. Scout approaches the two hipster kids guarding the elevator.
Second password.
Scout punches them in their faces, knocking them into coins. Interior Chaos Theater, continuous. Ding! Scout exits the elevator and steps into Genesis' underground layer of cool shit, the Chaos Theater! Again!
Yeah, I'm just saying the comic book is better than the movie.
Scout knocks down Commodore and looks to Sex Bomb.
Scout, let it go.
Don't worry. I know what I'm doing, Stephanie. The new lineup rocks. You guys sound better without me. Young Nell, you have learned well. From this point forward, you shall be known as Nell. And Tim?
Tim looks at Scout, deadpan as ever.
I'm sorry about everything.
Tim shrugs.
I'm sorry about me.
Tim smiles at Scout for the first time ever.
Scott Pilgrim!
Scout turns to Genesis on her throne, Ramon at her side.
Hey, baby.
Save it. You're pretentious. This club sucks. I've got beef. Let's do it.
Scout goes straight into fight mode.
Wait, you want to fight me? For her?
A strange new power overcomes Scout, different than before.
No, I want to fight you for me.
Scout's heart explodes again. She reaches for the heart design printed on her ratty t-shirt and pulls a flaming red katana from her own chest.
Scout earned the power of self-respect.
Tim?
We are Sex Bomb, and we are here to watch Scott Pilgrim kick your teeth in.
Tim drives a hardcore beat. Sex Bomb rock the F out. Hipsters attack Scout Pilgrim to the beat. Scout swings her flaming red katana, exploding each attacker into coins. Genesis unsheathes her cane sword. Scout and Genesis run towards each other, leaping in the air. They pass in the air, and Scout slashes. They land on opposite sides of the platform, backs to each other.
How's it going back there?
You bitch.
Genesis falls down, dead, apparently. Scout calls out.
Knives, I know you're in here. Don't attack.
Knives sails through the air and kicks Ramon in the head super hard. We hear a metallic clonk. They square off. Ramon staggered. Knives pulling out knives.
Steal my girlfriend. Taste my steel.
Scout jumps between them, blocking his knives.
Enough.
Knives tries to go around her. Scout grabs his wrist. He kicks her in the face.
No, Scout. This fat ass hurt me and I will have my revenge.
No, Knives. I hurt you. I cheated on you. I cheated on both of you. And I'm sorry. And you're not a fat ass. She didn't mean that. So are we all good?
Ramon rubs the back of his head. The chip no longer blinks.
Never felt better.
Yoo-hoo! Are we all done with the hugging and learning? I thought we had a fight going on here.
All turn to see Genesis, bloodied and popping some gum into her mouth.
Haha, you got a fight all right.
Scout steps into a fighting stance. Genesis throws a series of wushu moves that give her a power-up. Her glasses glow. Her health bar increases. He makes an X with her fingers and draws a new power-up sword.
Wrong move, baby.
Scout attacks with her sword. Genesis swings her sword at Scout. Knives blocks the swing and kicks Genesis in the stomach, sending Genesis sliding across the floor. Genesis gets back to her feet via backflip. He shakes off the assault and grins.
You made me swallow my gum. It's going to be in my digestive tract for 7 years.
That's a myth. Anyway, he cuts big arcs at Scout and Knives. They barely dodge him. Knives attacks and scores a hit. Genesis hits her back, dropping her. Scout attacks. They fence. Genesis spins low. Scout leaps in the air. Genesis spins again and swings upward. Scout blocks with her sword and is sent up into the air. They clash in the air. Scout's sword shatters as Genesis lands. Ramon comes up behind Genesis and gently puts his hand on her shoulder.
Yeah, still my boy.
Ramon puts her knees her hard in the groin. Genesis screams. Genesis kicks Ramon down the stairs. She tumbles down each step, collapsing at the bottom. Knives and Scout get ready, like they were playing their Ninja Revolution game. In sync, they wail on Genesis with a combo attack. Knives kicks, and Scout punches, sending Genesis back and forth like a pinball. Kick, punch, kick, punch, kick. Genesis' face smashes with each impact. Genesis lands hard on her knees, defeated. One lens of her glasses cracks. She looks up at the steely-eyed Scout.
Who do you think you are, Pilgrim? You think you are better than me? I'll tell you who you are. A pain in my ass. You know how long it took to get all the evil ex's contact information so I could form this stupid league? Like 2 hours!
Genesis starts to pixelate quite badly. Not long now.
2 hours! You're not cool enough for Ramon. You're 0. You're nothing. Me? I'm what's hip. I'm what's happening. I'm blowing up right now.
You are blowing up right now.
Scout ups and kicks Genesis in the face. Genesis' head explodes. Her glasses sailing down the steps of the pyramid. Then her body follows suit in an almighty KO. Shimmering coins rain down. Scout and Knives kiss.
Whoa.
There goes our deal.
We're still getting paid, right?
10 points to the falling coins.
There goes our deal.
Oh.
Bills jumps off stage and picks up coins. The coin rain continues, silhouetting Scout and Knives in their kung fu poses. They share a smile.
You two make a good combo.
Ramon, awake now, makes his way toward them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Scout picks up Genesis' fallen glasses. The glasses glimmer. Genesis' voice echoes.
You can defeat me, but can you defeat yourself?
Scout peers into the glimmering lenses, spotting her evil mirror image staring back at her. The glasses dissolve and Scout whips around to face...
Nega Scout!
Nega Scout!
Nega Scout walks towards Scout, Knives, and Ramon. Fringed hair, dark clothes, evil face. Knives and Ramon flank Scout in a fighting stance.
No, this is something I have to face myself.
Solo round.
The boys leave. Scout and Nega Scout face off. Both take a step forward. Exterior of the warehouse, evening. Knives and Ramon huddle in the snow outside Chaos Theater. They look expectantly at the entrance, worried for Scout. Then, Scout strolls out with Nega Scout. They chat amiably, shake hands, and part ways. Scout approaches Knives and Ramon.
What happened?
Nothing. We just shot the shit. He's a really nice guy. We're going to get brunch next week. We actually have a lot in common.
Scout runs her fingers through her hair.
Your hair, it's getting really shaggy.
Scout's hat appears on her head. She looks totally freaked.
It is?
Yeah, you should probably get it cut.
Knives removes the hat from Scout's head, literally taking her guard down. Ramon sees this and smiles.
Yeah, I should get it cut.
Scout smiles, then realizes Ramon has gone. She turns to see him, walking into the darkness. Scout calls after him, steps tentatively away from Knives.
Hey, you're going?
Ramon, hoping to slip away, stops and turns back.
I should probably disappear.
After all that?
I still need a new life. I came here to escape, but the past keeps catching up. I'm tired of people getting hurt because of me.
Ramon looks at Knives as he says this.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get over it.
I don't mean just you.
No, I understand.
I should thank you, though,
For what?
for being the nicest girl I ever dated.
That's kind of sad.
It is kind of sad.
He takes her hand briefly, then lets it drop.
Well, buying stuff.
Yeah, and stuff.
He turns to walk off again. Scout watches, then hears.
Go get him.
Surprise, Scout turns back to see a smiling Knives.
What?
You've been fighting for him all along.
But what about you?
Oh, I'll be fine. I'm too cool for you anyway.
She grins and kisses his cheek.
Ciao, Knives.
Go.
Ramon walks on into the night alone, but then
Hey, mind if I tag along?
Ramon is flabbergasted to see a cheery Scout walk alongside.
You want to come with me?
I thought maybe we could try again.
Ramon smiles. He holds out his hand like in the park scene earlier. Scout takes it. We see the door with a star on it, standing right in the middle of the street, snow swirling around it. Scott and Ramon walk towards the door. Sunrise coming up over Toronto, night magically turning to day, winter turning to spring. Over this magical transformation, we hear a lush rendition of Ramon swelling. Scout and Ramon walk through the door. Tilting up to the heavens, we see the continue graphic in the stars. Continue? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The end.
Game over.
Praise Jeebus. Man, that was a long one.
That one just kept going. I think it was writing itself as we were going along.
Just kept it getting longer and longer.
Well done, Kyle.
Yeah. You know,
That was a lot.
excellent job.
Everybody, this is Toni Senatore, Bonnie Gordon, Stuart Albert,
Hello.
Chris Rickabaugh,
Rickabaugh.
Rachel Bieber, who else we got? Bennett Cousins, Commodore James, Michael Steinbach,
Yellow.
Chelsea Spirito, and Matt Murphy. Hey, wait.
And Matt Murphy standing in for Kylie Bear.
Wait, what?
Matt Murphy as Kyle LeBear as narrator. And I'm Michael T. Coleman as Kyle LeBear as Matt Murphy.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.